Plantains, and plantains once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only plantain. So maybe you think plantains and bananas are the same thing. Maybe you think they're different. Maybe you absolutely love plantains. Maybe you've never even heard of a plantain before. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the plantain. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Plantains are a close relative of the banana and tend to be mistaken for them. However, plantains are starchier, contain less sugar, and are much more versatile as a cooking ingredient. Also, unlike bananas, plantains are typically cooked before eating. Lastly, plantains don't have a growing season and are therefore available year-round. I guess that's why they're always in the grocery stores. This makes them a very valuable, reliable food source for developing countries. Now, guys, take a look at the picture. As you can see, we can clearly distinguish the difference between a banana and a plantain. Starters, notice the size. Bananas are shorter, plantains are longer. Also, notice the width, or shall we say the thickness. We can say that bananas are thin, whereas plantains are thick. So there we have it, guys, a little bit of background information about the one and only plantain. All right, more background information. Believe it or not. Originally native to Southeast Asian islands, plantains, as well as bananas, are now found in tropical climates all over the world. Currently, the largest producers of plantains are African countries like Uganda, Rwanda, Ghana, and Nigeria, where plantains and bananas provide more than 25% of food energy requirements for about 70 million people. Wow, who knew? So take a look at the picture, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we have a picture of the continent of Africa, and we're just simply letting you know exactly where the majority of the plantains come from. That's right. So chances are, if you love plantains, then chances are, yes, they came from the continent of Africa. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. Only 15% of global production is used in trade. The rest is consumed domestically in the countries where they're grown, and they're grown all over the world. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe they do grow in Florida or in some other parts of the United States. In fact, plantains are the 10th most important staple food feeding the world today. Now, take a look at the picture, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, plantains very much resemble bananas. That's right, as they're growing on a tree. So, in order for us to distinguish a banana from a plantain, I guess we have to wait until it's fully ripe. So there we have it, guys. A few fun facts about the one and only plantain. All right, more fun facts. There are 3 major points of ripening that make plantains a versatile fruit to prepare. We have the green plantains, we have the yellow ones, and lastly, we have the black plantains. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Coach D absolutely loves plantains. As a matter of fact, I probably could eat them every day. Now, the question is, which ones do I prefer? Well, to be honest with you, I prefer the yellow to black ones. Green ones are a little too hard. However, when it comes to the yellow and the black ones, they are perfect for searing or baking or mashing, right? So whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment box below. What type of plantain do you prefer? Green, yellow, or black? All right, it's time for the not so fun facts. Some people have banana and plantain allergies. The allergic reaction usually surfaces immediately or up to 1 hour after consumption. The symptoms are the same as other food allergies and include things like itching and swelling of the lips, tongue and throat, hives, and trouble breathing, among others. Because plantains have a high carbohydrate content and glycemic load, they can raise blood sugar. Those with diabetes should be aware of pairing plantains with other foods that can raise blood sugar levels. So there we have it, guys, the not so fun facts. So if you are allergic or if you have diabetes, you may want to either reduce your consumption of plantains or, unfortunately, completely eliminate eating plantains altogether. All right, now it's time to dive into the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about food labels. Basically, it helps us to read and understand food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about is percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at the picture, which is basically a sample food label. As you can see, it is divided into three parts. We have purple, yellow, and blue. Let's first discuss the purple portion. Now, the purple portion says percent daily value, and it is shown in a column with percentages, some as low as 0%. Now, keep in mind, it's a range, so it can go as low as 0% to as high as 100%. Now, there are some cases where a nutrient, or shall I say a food or beverage item, may have more than 100% DV. However, those cases are rare. Now, let's focus on the yellow portion. The yellow portion basically highlights those nutrients that unfortunately do a lot of damage, a lot of harm, cause disease, sickness, and illness within the body temple. So, say hello to saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium. So because these nutrients are quite harmful, you definitely want to make sure that the percent DV is as close to 0 as possible. Now, when we talk about the blue nutrients, well, here's the good news. They do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than do harm and cause disease, sickness, and illness, they promote health and wellness within the body temple. So when it comes to dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals, you really want to make sure that the percent DV for those particular nutrients are as close to 100% as possible. Now, let's dive just a little deeper into the 520 rule. If a food or beverage item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food or beverage item that you're consuming offers 10% DV to 19% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item that you're consuming offers 20% DV or greater, then that food or beverage item is considered an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, it's time to dive into the nutrition facts of plantains. Now notice that we have two columns. What's the difference? Well, on the left, we have 1 cup of raw plantain, and on the right, we have 1 cup of cooked mashed plantains. So let's see how the nutrition facts differ, right? Let's determine what's better, raw or cooked. First, we'll discuss the raw plantains. So 1 cup of raw plantains is going to offer 181 calories, 47 grams of carbs. Look at this, 1.9 grams of protein. And once again, people still don't believe that fruit has protein. Well, it does. 0.5 grams of fat, and look at this, 3.4 grams of fiber. Amazing. Now, vitamin C comes in at 45% DV, excellent source. Vitamin A comes in at 33% DV, excellent source. Vitamin B6 coming in at 22% DV, excellent source. Potassium coming in at 21% DV, excellent source. Magnesium 14% DV, good source. And iron only 5% DV, not a good source. So that's the raw option. Now let's take a look at the cooked variety. So 1 cup of cooked mashed plantains is going to offer 232 calories, 62.3 grams of carbs, 1.6 grams of protein, 0.4 grams of fat, 4.6 grams of fiber. Amazing. Now, vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A comes in at 36% DV. Excellent source. Vitamin C, 36% DV. Excellent source. Potassium coming in at 27% DV. Excellent source. Vitamin B6, 24% DV. Good source. Magnesium coming in at 16% DV. Good source. And lastly is iron coming in at 6% DV. Good source. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the nutrient content is pretty much the same. The only thing that really is a big difference are the number of calories and the grams of carbohydrates. So there we have it, guys, the nutrition facts about the one and only plantain. All right, it's time to dive into the health benefits. But before we do, I want to talk with you about the principle of cause and effect. Now, some of us may already be familiar with the principle of cause and effect, but for those of us who aren't, here we go. It is one of the 7 Hermetic principles, and basically it states that every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance, luck, or even coincidence. In other words, everything happens for a reason. So that being said, I want to let you know that if you're looking to become healthy, well, believe it or not, you have to cause it. And it's the same thing for disease and sickness and illness. If you have a sickness, if you have an illness, if you have a disease, well, I'm here to be the bearer of bad news, but believe it or not, you caused that too. So for those of us who are looking to be healthy, well, let's cause it. Now, in order for us to cause it, we have to put in the right phytonutrients, right? So what I want to do is give you the benefit, or shall we say the effect, and then I'll give you the phytonutrient that is responsible for it. So first up, plantains regulate blood pressure. Now the question is, which phytonutrient does this? Well, say hello to potassium. Number 2, plantains help regulate the digestive system. Well, say hello to fiber. Number 3, plantains reduce the number of harmful free radicals. Now guys, free radicals are those chemicals that are inside of our bodies that do a really good job at causing cancer, heart disease, and they also make you age faster. That's right, it causes the skin to wrinkle. So if anything, you want to make sure that you consume plantains. Why? Because they are an excellent source of vitamin C. That's right. Benefit number 4, plantains boost the immune system. Now the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin A and vitamin C. Number 5, plantains promote healthy brain function. Isn't that a good thing, right? Well, say hello to vitamin B6. And lastly, plantains lower the risk of getting type 2 diabetes. So, which phytonutrient causes this? Well, say hello to magnesium. So there we have it, guys, the health benefits about the one and only plantain. All right, it's time to talk about food. Yes, vegan food. Now, normally our go-to website for everything vegan is forksoverknives.com, but for today, I thought I'd switch it up just a little bit. And I want to introduce you to Vegan Lovely, guys. Once again, veganlovely.com. Now, did a little bit of research and I came across 2 amazing vegan plantain recipes that I want to share with you right now. So the first one is entitled Baked Gluten-Free Vegan Confetti Donuts. Take a look at the picture. Looks delicious. Our second recipe is Sweet Plantain Fudge. Take a look at that picture. How amazing is that? Now, if your mouth is watering kind of like mine is right now, then all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Well, I'm giving you a link to each recipe. That's right. Now, here's the good news. When you get to the recipe, you're going to find a lot of great information, such as cooking time, instructions, and of course, an ingredient list. So please, do me a favor. Click on the link. Make them, taste them, come back to the video and share your thoughts. So there we have it, guys. Not 1, but 2 amazing vegan plantain recipes from veganlovely.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the fun facts. Coach D, thanks for the nutrition facts. And I even appreciate the not so fun facts. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more plantains? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that's your question, then the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect time to eat more plantains, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Oh yes, good old Nature Day. Guys, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you've been living on a rock and you know absolutely nothing about the challenge. Well, here we go. The 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, once again, it is monthly, meaning every month, and it's only 7 days, meaning the 1st through the 7th. Now, here's the thing. Being that the challenge is the first 7 days of every month, and Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every month. So whether it's January 1st, July 1st, or even November 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, so for those of us who are interested in Nature Day and maybe you want to learn more about it, good for you. Maybe you're the type of person who has what I call one of the big four. Maybe you're obese. Maybe you have cancer. Maybe you have type 2 diabetes, or maybe you're suffering from heart disease. Maybe you have some type of skin condition like really bad acne, or maybe you have a digestive problem such as constipation, or maybe you're just looking to transition to a more whole food plant-based lifestyle. Well, if that's you, I'm here to offer just a little bit of help. So I do understand that baby steps are important. Why? Because some people are resistant to plant foods for whatever reason. So how about this? How about only plant foods before 12 p.m. Or if you can't do before 12 p.m., how about after 12 p.m.? Nice. Next up, if you want to develop a greater commitment, well, then try to become a 3% vegan. Now, a 3% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Next up, for an even greater commitment, let's try to become a 10% vegan, which is basically anyone, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next up is a 17% vegan. Now, this person is committed to 5 days of only plant foods and drinking only water. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan. Now, a lot of people may say, well, Coach D, what type of vegan are you? Well, guys, I am happily a 23% vegan. And that simply means that for the first 7 days of every single month, I only eat plant foods that come from the 5 food groups of plant foods, and I only drink water. Now, the question is, what are the 5 food groups of plant foods? Well, say hello to fruits, vegetables and herbs, beans and peas, legumes, nuts and seeds, and we cannot forget about whole grains. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about Nature Day. All right, now it's time for Coach D's tips. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 23% Nation, I want you to have a successful Nature Day. So I want to offer you 5 tips. Tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're only going to go to 2 places. You're going to go to the produce section and you're going to go to the freezer aisle. Why those places? Well, in the produce section, that's where you're going to find all of your fresh plant foods. And the freezer aisle is where you're going to find all of your frozen plant foods. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people may wonder, well, Coach D, what's the difference? Or what's better, fresh or frozen? Well, I'll put it to you this way. As far as the nutrient content is concerned, believe it or not, they're pretty much the same. However, if you're the type of person who loves to gobble down their plant foods the moment you get home, well, you probably want to opt for the fresh varieties. However, if you're the type of person who likes to procrastinate and delay eating their plant foods, then you probably want to go the frozen option. Tip number 2. Now, once you're done with the freezer aisle and the produce section in the grocery store, go ahead and walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Why? Well, because that's where they have all of the prepared dishes. That's right. The food has already been cooked for you. So walk on over there, talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they have any vegan, not vegetarian options. Ask for a quick sample. Don't worry, it's free. And if you like it, purchase it either by the pound or maybe even 2 pounds if you really, really, really like it. Tip number 3, go visit your local farmer's market. That's right, guys. Farmers markets are amazing. Why? Because they only cater to the organic plant food market. That's right. So for all of us who are concerned about GMOs and pesticides and herbicides and all those other sides, then you definitely want to shop at your local farmer's market. Tip number 4, it's time for us to support the vegan community by eating at a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. Let someone else do the cooking for you. So here's the one major advantage about eating at vegan restaurants is that they hire vegan chefs. Now, vegan chefs are amazing. Why? Because they not only know how to cook plant foods, but they also know which plant foods to combine together to yield the most nutritious, delicious dishes. Tip number 5, and this is for those of us who don't have time to cook plant foods. This is for those of us who don't know how to cook plant foods. And this is also for those of us who don't want to cook plant foods. Well, once again, let someone else do the cooking for you. That's right. So say hello to tip number 5, which is get a subscription to a vegan meal prep company. Guys, this one is very easy. Here, and it's just as simple. They make it, they deliver it, you eat it. So there you have it, guys. 5 helpful tips for a successful Nature Day. All right, it's time for our question of the day, and this one comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. We have inquiring minds, so we want to know, what are the 3 major points of ripening of plantains? Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the lecture, so if you missed it, if you tuned me out, or if you didn't get it, well, just simply hit rewind, and please write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share the video, especially if you love plantains. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out, but always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.